Welcome to another edition of Live from Studio V. And after long last,
yes,
we're talking about Indie Spotlight from Shocker Toys.
Right, this is Series 1 that we have here with us. It's the Max series. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces in the line.
Something like that, yeah.
It's a pretty nice line. I think we should start off maybe by talking about the packaging on this one, and we'll kind of work our way in.
Well, let's talk about what it is. It's a series of action figures based on independent creator-owned comics.
Right. No DC, no Marvel.
Right, right. And they're fully articulated. It's the kind of rich articulation that allows you to pose these characters in all the positions you want to pose them in, which is great, of course, for display. And Jeff Beckett over at Shocker Toys has been working long and hard on this, and we congratulate Jeff on finally bringing these to life. There was a lot of bumps in the road.
A lot of bumps in the road. Many years in the making.
Absolutely. But they're here at last, and what a great line. We have Scud,
right,
the disposable assassin here. We have Kabuki here. We have Shadowhawk here, and then open for display in the front we have
the Max.
And
Kachu from Strangers in Paradise.
Right, and there's also 2 paint variants in the line. Well, paint variant is... I say there's 1 paint variant in the line. Why don't you grab him? Shadowhawk actually has what we consider to be a paint variant here. And it is the same character with a paint variant. This character, however, on the end, what is the Scud paint variant, is actually Soul, who's actually, to my recollection, is a different character. But in any event, it's a great line with lots of great pieces in it, lots of great characters, and we're looking forward to line 2, where Jeff has told us the great characters, great independent characters that are going to be in the second wave as well.
Sure.
Let's get to the packaging, as you were talking about.
We should also actually say real quick that each of these figures comes with an is from the Max series.
Right.
Again, each line has a deluxe figure. The Max is the one in this figure. That's why it's the Max series. And to highlight that, each one comes with an is, and we have a couple of the different designs there. Packaging.
Yes.
So this is the Kachu package. Obviously, she's out because she's on display here. But let's say you wanted to display her or take her out of the package to do a live video segment for your adoring fans and audience. Shocker has made it very easy to do that and then place her back in there. You have obviously the plastic clamshell with the cardboard backing, except that the plastic is not heat sealed or glued to the cardboard. It's actually really just kind of slides right out so that you're left with this. And then obviously you have an interior tray here where the figure would sit and along with the accessories. So I think that's a great, finally a really, are you doing John Woo Kachu while I'm trying to talk about this?
This is the posability that I was talking about with this type of articulation. You could Kachu, you could John Woo your Kachu.
You could John Woo your Kachu.
Just saying. Go on. Packaging.
Again, the ability to have the resealable packaging is great for collectors and people who want to display them alike. Although my packaging will probably end up in the garbage because I will just be displaying my line. Let's talk a little bit about the Max figure again, because he is the deluxe figure.
Yes.
Some of these have interchangeable accessories. I think they all have some sort of interchangeable weapon or hand. The Max actually comes with a separate head. So this would be Max out of the Outback. If you remember in the comic book series when he went to the Outback,
his land,
like it was like his dream state. He had on this big headdress, and that's where Amazonian Julie was, or Outback Julie, or whatever the car. But this is just regular Max, obviously without the headdress, and it is an interchangeable piece. The other head pops right off. Otherwise, I think honestly that the Max and Scud are probably 2 of the strongest pieces in the line. Just the overall posability of Scud and the uniqueness of that character is awesome. Anytime we can get to see something that Rob Schreb did come to life is awesome. And really, we've needed a Max figure that was bigger than my thumb
Right.
For a long time. There was one that had come out prior to this, and the scale was a little bit off.
And the articulation was virtually
It was in the early on days
Right.
of this big action figure boom that we have, and so it was plastic and not soft, and it really wasn't pliable. But again, I think those two are probably the most solid pieces in the line.
Right. And as a preview, what the Shocker company has been doing in order to keep the momentum going before Series 1 came out, they put out a series of con exclusives. And the first one we don't have with us today was a Scud. It was the Scud action figure, except he wasn't articulated. He was more like a small statue based on what the figure would eventually be. Came in the Scud phone booth. Which is an important part of the thing, or the vending machine, rather,
the vending
not
machine.
the phone booth. The vending machine, which is a very important part of the character's story, of course. And then they put out an exclusive at the Chiller Theater convention. Actually, this might have gone to other ones, but this was the one I got at Chiller. And it was actually the final sculpt of the with articulation cut in of the Scud figure, but he was made with clear yellow plastic.
Right.
So before it was actually, all were actually here, Shocker was whetting the appetite of us as we went along. And in like kind, this year at San Diego Comic-Con, that was this year, right?
That was 2009.
Yes. They did a pair of exclusives that are from Series 2 here, which is Dick Tracy.
Right.
And there was two of them, Dick Tracy and Dick Tracy with the long coat on. Right?
Right.
With the coat and without. And they've done these in black and white, just like the old comic strips were in black and white. So these were the con exclusives for San Diego this year. They're really great. They're really awesome. And they give us a preview on the back of Series 2, which is going to include Dick Tracy in color in both the suit and in the yellow coat and hat that everyone is familiar with. They're also doing the Tick, a larger size figure like the Max of the Tick, which puts him more in scale with the rest of these. King Zombie, which I don't know exactly where King Zombie comes from.
I'm not sure either.
But there's a variant on him as well. Ignatia,
another figure I'm not really familiar with that, but it just goes to show
independent characters, right? And then finally, rounding out, and probably what I think is the most exciting piece in Series 2, it's going to be Jack Staff, a great independent character like Scud, who's never had any treatment like this at all, and so it's really something to look forward to. So, there it is.
Can I give some criticisms?
Sure.
I like the line overall, but I do have some criticisms I think it would be fair to point out.
Jeff Beckett is short?
Jeff Beckett is short. Okay. No, Jeff, I'd like to see some of these accessories.
You're speaking directly to Jeff.
I'm speaking directly to Jeff, because you know he's going to watch it. Jeff, I'd like to see some of these accessories not directly molded into the hand. I'd love to see the guns maybe as separate accessories as opposed to molded into the hand. Kind of has an awkward feel to it, I think.
I like it.
But...
he's just a picky bitch.
I'm a picky guy. Look, I'm collecting this line. I appreciate the characters that he's put out and the long steps he's taken to do there, but you know, there's always a little bit of room for improvement.
It's Indie Spotlight. These are great independent characters. Series 3 is already in
the works.
Right? Because we're going to get Series 2. Check back here live from Studio V for a full and complete review of Series 3. What are you doing? Of Series 2 once we get them. Including that great Jack Staff figure. We're very excited about that here at the show.
Got big teeth. Err.